Welcome to Cohesive Friendship Unit. My name is Chris. I am here with Brian,
What's going on?
Jeremy,
What's up?
and Jake.
Hey guys.
Like I said in our PlayStation Now video, which you guys can check out, the streaming / games as a, or not games as a service, but game service platform wars have begun, with Stadia coming out in just a month, xCloud coming out soon or shortly before, and PlayStation Now getting more competitive in their pricing and library. But we got to look at the old boys, the old guard, because they are also kind of upping their game. Game Pass has had a PC beta going on for some time, and we are ready to discuss it. We're going to talk the good and the bad of Game Pass, our experience with it. Is it worth your hard-earned money? But before we do that, guys, we would really appreciate a subscription, a like, comment, whatever you want to do. We'll be there. We'll be answering any comments and talking to you guys. And that's all. All right, guys. So Game Pass, the introductory price is $4.99 a month for PC. It will then go up to $10 a month. The console price is $10 a month. Both the console and PC, as well as Xbox Live Gold, will be $15 a month. So anyways, let's get into what our experience was getting this set up.
Bad.
Okay.
So
Not good.
maybe I'll start because mine wasn't as bad as Jay's, and I know he'll need some time to vent his frustration. But it wasn't terrible for me, but they do kind of marry Xbox Game Pass on the PC with the Windows operating system and a strange Xbox app. So there's a lot of you're all over the place, and unfortunately it's tied directly into your operating system, which makes it that much worse. So it's definitely, I mean, the Windows Game Store was awful, and this is pretty much just as bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll talk before Jeremy talks, because I think he'll have a little bit more to say. I will just say
I'm gonna try to contain myself.
no, that's fine. I mean, we'll all open up. We'll open our hearts up to each other. As like my job in real life, this is not my full-time job, believe it or not. I like build something very similar to this, where you like put some information in, you click a button, and you pay them some money, and you get something out of it. Like I make the software. I used all the Chrome profiling tools that I have. I looked at everything. The fucking sign up button just does not work. 100%. It doesn't work. At least when
On Windows.
On Windows. At least when we were trying to do it, Jake and I both had the same issue. Could not do it on Windows, which is ironic that I think we both signed up on MacBooks at the end of the day.
I also signed up on a Mac.
Okay, yeah, we all ended up signing up for this on a MacBook, which I think is just funny. But yeah, it was... I just signed up for PS Now, actually, because I did a video on it. And PS Now took me about 3 minutes. And they don't own the platform. Like, they don't own Windows, you know? Like, I hopped on my Windows computer, and in 3 minutes, I not only downloaded the program, signed up for the service, but I was playing games. This was, like... not that. This took me probably like 30 minutes by the time I figured everything out and realized I had to move to another computer. All right, go for it, Jay. Tell us about your life.
So I'm not as angry as I was, because I literally blacked out from anger, and I've just forgotten a lot of the experience. But when I tried to sign up, I went to the website. You know what I mean? Like I did, and I didn't bother trying to go do this on the PC. I knew that it was broken based on what you guys had told me. So this is on Mac. So I go to the website to sign up, and that part is easy enough. You know, you enter the information, you pay them your dollar, whatever. So then I come over to the PC to try and download a game. I bring up the same website. I enter the same login information. First of all, there's like 12 different portals on the Windows website. There's like the store, there's a splash page about Game Pass, there's your own profile, which you can't directly see like what you have, other than that I paid them $2, right, for Game Pass. So I dick around on there for a while. Eventually, Jake sends me the pro tip to go through the Windows Game Store application, which I did. So I go there, I log in once again through that. By the way, it needs to be said, there are at least 3 different Xbox apps for Windows 10 that I am aware of. There is an Xbox controller app, there is the Xbox companion app, and then there's just the new Xbox parentheses beta app. And I believe there are more. So I had to find the correct Xbox app. And essentially, I'm trying to select the game to download. And it comes up with a clickable button for me to hit. I click that, which opens a different window. And in that window, it is the same exact fucking page, but I can't select the button. Eventually, after some separate Google searching from people that have the same issue in 2016, so this has been ongoing, it became clear that I did not have the most up-to-date version of Windows 10, so I could not begin the process of downloading the application to then download the game. So I had to download Windows 10, the newest version, which took about an hour. I have yet to successfully download the Xbox beta app, which from there I still have to download the game to play the fucking game. So what I've been saying is that they should have to pay me to use this shit. It is the fucking worst games. I'm getting angry. I'm sorry. It is the worst fucking. It is the worst fucking game launcher I've ever seen, let alone used.
Well, I think that's part of the core problem, though. It's not just
believable that this shit is made by the same people. They own the fucking console and they make the OS, and it is like. It would be hard to be more fucked than this.
So
I dicked around with this for at least 3 hours.
So it's like you said, like it's not one specific location. It's multiple locations, and those locations aren't clearly communicated. And just to like you haven't gotten into these weeds yet, but it is a separate website to cancel it. It's the Microsoft Subscriptions Management website to cancel it. And on top of that, like when you're actually playing games with your friends, like Jake and I were playing Gears. I'm not entirely positive because again, like when I try to open this stuff, it's kind of all over the place, and I don't really know where I'm going every time. I always lose track. I'm pretty sure like the friending thing is a different app, right, Jake, than the games launcher?
Yeah, I had to leave the game, open like the Xbox app.
Yeah, the companion app, right?
None of this is to be confused with Windows G, the gaming function. That I don't know why the fuck you would think you could use Windows games for playing your fucking Windows brand games on your Windows PC.
Yeah.
So
Bill Gates should be held accountable for this, personally.
I think we kind of agree that, and granted, this isn't beta, but I think we kind of agree that the setup actually
this isn't fucking Delta, my guy.
No, you're right.
This isn't fucking Epsilon.
It is out of beta. They're now in the introductory phase, but I think we can all agree that the setup is less than it's really bad. It's like one of the worst services I've ever signed up for.
Yeah, and a final thought on that. I think if they just had a launcher, if they had like a Steam or an Origins game launcher, we wouldn't have this problem.
Yep.
But it seems like just all the shit just grew up as they were doing it piecemeal, and no one's brought it together.
The Fortnite goofballs figured this out in like a month. They make Fortnite, and they figured this out in like a month, and it's a billion times better than this. This is made by one of the richest people in the world and one of the most fucking profitable companies in the world, and it sucks complete fucking dick and balls. Like, just all three of them. Just it all in there. It's so bad.
I would just like to point out that this is kind of always how it's been with Windows.
Microsoft.
Like, it's Windows has never had a good
their proverbial shit together.
And if okay, so all these people walking around like, oh, the PC, like a PC is what you want to play video games on, like it's the best thing in the fucking world, but the operating system that the majority of those PCs are using has the worst support for gaming. You would think that they would have done something about this by now.
Well, let's I think we've talked about our experience with setting up the service. Let's cover just quickly what the service is, what it offers, and kind of what we think about it. So just quickly, unlike Stadia and xCloud and PlayStation Now, you actually download these games locally to your console. which it has its pros and cons that we'll talk about. And in downloading those games, you do have a pretty big library. Every Microsoft published game, or at least recently Microsoft published game, like you're not getting Halo 2 yet, is on this. So, and it's day and date. Like when Gears 5 came out, you can play Gears 5 on this. And assumedly, when Halo Infinite comes out, day one, you will be able to download Halo Infinite and play it locally at whatever settings your PC can run. So I do want to talk about that kind of idea, that experience that Jake and I have had, and Jeremy to a lesser extent because he's had problems getting everything set up.
I have yet to play it.
And just the idea of, that's, okay, so that's the first thing that I do want to segue into. The idea of downloading versus streaming. I know that we have a lot of, like, quote, hardcore gamers throw a lot of shade on the streaming end, but I will say, once you get this set up, and I think this is what Jeremy has recently encountered, and you want to play some of these games, you're staring down the face of 65 gigabytes for Gears of War, 78 gigabytes for Forza Horizons 4, 16 gigabytes for Blair Witch, and like when you're trying to just get into the game, on top of all this other stuff you've slogged through, it does bog things down. Like, it has taken us days to universally get everyone ready to go on this, just because of the sheer amount of setup and download, which you don't have for streaming.
And that's, I mean, I guess it's funny because that's what we've lived with Steam for literally forever. But now that like Stadia is launched, and I know both me and Chris have played Stadia, and it was amazing. Like the bar is higher, and I know Xbox is going to Stadia with their xCloud platform, so I don't foresee this being a problem going forward. But it is kind of a curse of having so many games, but you still have to wait so long to download them.
Well, yeah, I think part of the issue is you get them all at once. Like when I got PlayStation Now, I literally hopped between 5 games in an hour just to, because I was checking things out. This, like, you get so excited because you got 100 games, but like you have to install each one, wait. And then you have to do all, like, Jake had some pretty serious driver optimization issues with Gears, and it's just like, it's like a whole process when you're doing a service like this where you have to do everything local.
Yeah. And kind of going back to all the performance issues that we've been talking about, it seems like everything with the Xbox Game Store, Game Pass, Xbox, everything is tied too closely to the OS. So you have to have the most up-to-date drivers, the most up-to-date version of Windows to work well.
How long did that Windows update take you, Jeremy?
Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, just that sucks.
Which is why you didn't have enough time to download Gears.
It unsuccessfully attempted to install twice. It got to 78% once and then 82% and told me something went wrong. And then I got angry and shut the computer off. And then I tried again the next day.
Dude, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
But I know we've been harping on the difficulties. And sorry if I'm jumping the gun here, Chris, but the library for Game Pass is amazing. They have so many good games on there.
I love the library.
It's so good.
Like now sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say again, kind of jumping ahead here, but the value that you get for what you're paying, I think is 100% worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Especially like at the $9.90. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that at the very end, like the actual price point and maybe who should buy it, who shouldn't buy it. But I could like now that it's all set up, and I know, I hope I know that all I have to do is kind of turn it on and off, give them the $9.99 the month that I want it, and I already have the app downloaded and everything. The library is absolutely killer, like compared to every platform that I'm aware of. I mean, you get like we said, Gears of War 5 day and date recently, Blair Witch day and date recently, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, like just Dead Cells. Like it's not just Microsoft good games, it's like good indie games and good third-party games.
Yeah, and I don't know, the games they're so good, and get all of the big titles. I mean, you get everything. When Halo comes out, you get Halo. Day one. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's the thing for me. It's like, why would I buy Halo Infinite on day one? And I know that ultimately this increases the cost of the game $10. But I could buy Halo Infinite day one on Games Pass for $9.99, play it for a month, which is probably how long I want to play it in one given burst, and then pick it up on sale like a couple months later. If I liked it, I could test it.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because, like you said, you can jump in for just a month, get 30 days, which is a lot of game time when you think about it, for $10. And it's every game launches at $60 at this point, and you're getting that for 10. Realistically, if you are the kind of person that just like plays one game until you're done, I imagine it's only going to take you a couple months at that. There's no way it's going to take you 6 months to finish the game.
Yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts on the library and like just the idea of like every first party game day and date?
I mean, once again, I haven't played yet. I haven't really looked at the library in detail. In terms of first party games, there aren't that many first party Microsoft games that I'm super interested in checking out. So, that kind of limits my interest. I also play a little differently than you guys, particularly as Chris was saying with like, I don't generally like quote unquote check out games. I tend to play the same games over and over again, like a lot. So I just for my approach, it's not something I would see myself doing in the long term. For $2 to do for a month, I'm cool with it. But I don't see this as being something that I continue past my little special deal date.
And truth be told, I didn't even want to pay the $1 after I heard about all the shit that Jay went through. Like, I figured it was probably kind of shit installing it, like, having seen what Windows has put out in the past. But, like, I think Jake has a really good point about the library. Like, that, I think that's probably the strongest argument for this. If you're someone that wants these games when they come out, like, if you're gonna buy 3 games in a year, that's pretty much the same amount as having this on your PC and your Xbox.
Yeah.
So like, it makes a lot of like I spend maybe $20, $30 a year on video games. Like I'm not the kind of person that buys video games when they come out, and the games that I buy are not. There's really no point to them, but that makes it like they're like sandboxy type things. That's just what I like. So for me, it just doesn't make sense. But if you like playing, major titles when they come out, I can see how this would work for you. Like even with dealing with all the shit, because like that comes with Steam too. And I think one of you guys said that. Like it's you download a game on Steam, and sometimes they don't always work 100% right out of the box, and you gotta fuck around with it a little bit. But fundamentally, I guess, like it doesn't make sense to me to have to go through all of that. Like you're doing all the stuff that you would have had to do if you had just bought the game outright. Like unless you're gonna buy 3 or 4 games a year, I don't think this makes sense. But I think there are a lot of people that it does make sense for if they can just straighten out the kinks. Like just make a launcher. You guys are right. Like that would solve all of these problems. Just make one thing. Get rid of all these little forks and branches and just make one fucking thing and make it work, and you've cornered the market.
I think the only other thing I would bring up from my perspective that I don't think we've mentioned is that right now it's $15 a month for the gold, essentially what is the ultimate package?
Yes.
Games Pass Ultimate. I strongly believe that will not continue to be the price.
Oh yeah, I think all the prices I think are going to go up, and I think they're probably going to, because of again what you said about like you got to go to a separate website to cancel the thing. Like they're probably going to do it in a way that is not going to necessarily make people happy.
Well, everything's going to be... I think for the foreseeable future, things will be a similar price until things start getting weeded out. Like, until... Because, we're on the cusp of PlayStation now being... Yeah, like, it'll be... I think we have a good while before we start seeing price hikes, but...
I think it'll be a year. I think it'll be within a year of making this video that someone will start going up. Because I think it's not going to be a long format war. Those days are over. It'll be quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible, but I don't know. We talked a little bit before we started the video, and I'm torn on this because, like, realistically, if you buy 2 full-price games in a year, that's the same price as the PC version of Game Pass. Yeah. So, like, you can look at the numbers and it makes sense to do this, but I have the reservations of not owning the game itself.
And that's precisely why it doesn't make sense from Microsoft's perspective. Like, why would you, like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the average Xbox owner buys more than 2 games a year, right? So why would you be charging essentially at a rate where it's unprofitable? You know what I mean?
I think they're hoping for set it and forget it. Yeah. Or like just keep
I
giving...
do too, but again, that only works if set it and forget it is going to get you over like an average per purchase
I'm
thing.
sure
Like you have to... Well, but not if it's 2 games, which is our whole argument here. Like, well, I think that the average person does buy more than 2 games in a year if you own a console.
And I think
that's not particularly...
The console version is $10 a month, and the Ultimate version is $15 a month, which includes Xbox Live Gold. So I think Chris is right that they're just kind of hoping that people are going to say, oh, I already have to pay for Gold anyways every month. Why don't I just do Game Pass, set it and forget it for the entire length of my console and have all the games I could ever want.
How much is Gold?
$60 a year.
Which breaks down to, what is that, $5 a month?
Well, that's if you buy it in a year's, like, if you buy the biggest amount of Gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, look at the library, like, Jay, Outer Worlds is coming out on the 24th, and that's going to be on Game Pass, so you're going to have a month of that for free.
Well, I'll have like half a month because I bought it at the beginning of October, so presumably it's a calendar month.
But still, you get Outer Worlds Day 1 for $1.
Right, and this is my point. Like, it's already like I think they have more confidence in their product than that. Like, they don't think they could sell. I don't know. It's the price seems destined to increase. $15 as a base price is, as Jake said, that's like 2 games a year. Like, even there are like Halo and the Outer Worlds. Like, I would buy those already.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not a big video game purchaser.
But talking about the price as it is right now, I think if you're willing to put up with the install process, my personal thing would be to not set it and forget it. It would be to play the games you want on it, cancel it, and play the next game that you want on it. I don't think it's because you shouldn't limit, because that is like, if you're not using the service, you're wasting money, basically. Like, if you're not using the service for that month, you're wasting the however much money it is. I would say go through the slog, set it up, enjoy your $1 for 1 month, or $5, whatever it is when you decide to sign up for this, and it's gonna suck. But once it's all set up, it's all set up, and then whenever you want a game, I think it is a good option for the 1 month game, for the Microsoft exclusive, personally.
Oh yeah, the $1?
No, like signing back up for the Microsoft. So like when Halo Infinite comes out, signing up for it,
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, financially, that already doesn't make sense. If someone can pay you $15 to play Halo when you're going to otherwise charge them $60, they're not going to keep that price. Even with set it and forget it, and trying to get.
I mean, we don't know.
It just makes no sense.
Right.
We do know that streaming services always increase in price, and they're just rolling this out, and it's a shitty, awful, not even fake launcher, and they have no buy-in from the public. It's why Epic Games is giving away all these games for free. It's why Steam used to give away games, and now they basically don't, because people actually use Steam now, so they don't have to give away games, and why they don't have good sales anymore, because people actually use Steam now. They got adopters. Once Microsoft has adopters, if they're successful in that,
If Microsoft gets adopted.
they will raise the price.
All right. I mean, they haven't raised Game Pass, and it's been around for years. But fair enough.
Yeah, I think, like Chris said, we'll probably see that once
You mean Xbox
all
Live?
the services come up.
No, Game Pass for Xbox, not for PC. Game Pass has been around for a long time.
Yeah, just like a PlayStation Live or PlayStation
Now, yeah.
now. But I mean, yeah, at the current price, like, it's a fantastic deal, even when it's not on sale. And I think we should take advantage of it while we have it.
All
Yeah, I
right.
can vibe with that.
Fair enough.
And I mean, even if you're not sure, like with Halo Infinite, when that comes out, like I could see myself playing that for quite a while. I don't know if I'd play it for a whole year or for 6 months, but honestly, like 6 months is a long time. So if I hold Game Pass for 6 months and pay $60, that's essentially the same thing as buying the game outright anyways. So,
And then you would still have to buy the game if you ever decided you wanted to buy the game.
right.
Yeah.
And I imagine after 6 months, I don't
It's
know. if
ownership
I would
of nothing.
At that point. Yeah, which ironically, like, same with Steam, right? It's a digital code. But
Yeah.
that's a topic for another time.
Topic for another time. All right. I think we're all squared away with Game Pass for PC. We have a playlist for this type of content, and more is going to be coming as xCloud and Stadia roll out. But until then, what should our Game Pass loving fans do, Brian?
Well, I mean, we don't discriminate here. So, like, if you like it or if you don't like it, you know, you can hammer your thoughts on that down on there in the word box. I mean, a buck is a pretty good deal, but like, I have moral problems with it. So, if you agree with that, disagree with that, whatever, let us know what you think. Are we giving away shit?
Not right now, but
We're
we
not
do
giving away
frequently.
shit right now, but like he said, we do give shit away very frequently here on this channel. So why don't you go ahead and throw us one of those subscribes, because you know if you watched this far, you probably liked it. And we do have a veritable shit ton more content like this here on the Cohesive Friendship Unit channel. And smoke them if you got them, guys. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
All right. Thank you, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.